Welcome to the video. Today we have what I've learned. Now this is not a hate video, this is a picture of what I've learned. He is from Texas. He's a 20, I think he's about 24, 25, and he's from Texas. He's into weight loss, etc. Now I wouldn't call the guy obese, but I highly doubt he's gonna, beat me in a running race, a bike race, a fitness test, body weight, strength, climbing, etc. He's just not. And my question is, anyone now can become an influencer. This guy's racked up a lot of views, a lot of subs from just doing B-roll of other people's content, etc., which is fine, but, he's not a trainer, he's not a doctor, he's not a health professional, he's just an influencer, a YouTuber, and that's okay. Everyone's got an opinion, everyone's allowed to share it, especially when it comes to nutrition. But I've trained thousands of people, all right, and I could get this guy in incredible shape. This guy eats 1 meal a day, he does keto diet, most of the time he says, and he has, it's just, in my opinion, as a qualified trainer for decades, this guy has a raging eating disorder, and I'd like to help him. What I've learned, I think his name's Joseph. Please, bro, get in contact. Let's do a live debate, and let's get you in shape. Anyway, I'm going to debunk this video. This is about protein, and I watched a few minutes of it, and I'm like, man, I am so triggered right now. I'm so triggered right now. So we'll pause the video, and I'll correct him, because this guy, I really think he means well. He's sincere, but sincerely wrong. And he promotes it. He says the vegan diet's bad, which also is going to get me triggered, but he just promotes a very destructive diet plan. Destructive for the environment, destructive for your brain health, destructive for your cardio health, destructive for your body fat, leanness, just destructive all around. Unsustainable diet advice, mentally, physically, environmentally, financially, medically, health, everything, karmically, ethically, morally. What I've learned, bro, you are wrong, all right? Stick with pianos or guitars or collectibles in Japan, because that's what you're good at. But when it comes to nutrition and fitness, bro, anyway, let's get into it.
Is not protein. For example, did you know that 30 grams of protein from one
If this guy didn't use B-roll, no one would watch his stuff. Anyway, let's get into it.
food could build less muscle than 30 grams of protein from another food?
So he's implying that that protein builds muscle. He just said that protein builds muscle. Protein builds muscle. You're like, I don't, you know what I mean? If protein builds muscle, how come Joe Rogan does steroids? You know what I mean? Well, how come anyone would do anabolic steroids? Just eat more protein. This guy has no idea. Let's listen to that again. Let's listen to that again.
Protein is not protein. For example, did you know that 30 grams of protein from one food could build less muscle than...
You know what I mean? Like, it's implying that if you don't eat meat, you can't build muscle. He's implying that protein builds muscle. If that was true, my 400-pound neighbor would be 400 pounds of muscle based on all the meat and crap he eats versus 400 pounds of cow fat and pig fat. The fat you eat is the fat you eat. Remember, this guy does a keto diet, which is high fat, but he admits he calorie restricts like a mofo and he eats 1 meal a day. You know what I mean? So fat's so good, bro. How come you have to cut it down to 1 meal a day? You know what I mean? It's insane. So all of a sudden, this guy, this is going to be like a 10-hour video. Oh man, I'll cut it really super short. Protein builds muscle. Far out. And no one in the comment section called that out. That's like, it's like walking across the street with your hands over your eyes and your fingers in your ears. I'm walking across the street. I should be safe. Crazy.
Than 30 grams of protein from another food? Or in a person who requires a minimum of 50 grams of protein a day for healthy body function, 50 grams of protein from this would not actually meet their protein needs.
Who just eats lentils, bro? You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I'm triggered right now. Who just freaking eats lentils, man? You know what I mean? Who's just going to have a can of lentils and that's it? And if you did, that would be fine. There's not even a medical word for protein deficiency. Literally, there's not even a medical word for protein deficiency. And this clown is trying to imply that, well, for bodily health, you good enough. Like, this guy is like dunce of the dunce when it comes to nutrition. First he says protein builds muscle, and then he's implying that lentils or plants won't give you enough protein. Bro, have you ever seen a horse Have you ever seen a cow? I've been a vegan for like 21 years. And I'm just like, I'm hearing this and I'm like, are we still talking about this in 2021? 2021. Literally. April 21, 2001. So coming up 21 years in April next year. Vegan. I'm like, what the... Oh, my God. What I've learned, I've got great restraint for swearing right now. Because I want to swear the roof off this tent.
This is important because the body requires protein for all kinds of things to stay healthy. Anything from building bones to making hormones.
And your body recycles most of the protein it has. It just recycles most of the protein. You get enough protein from plants. If you didn't, I'd be dead. I've been vegan 21 years. Where's my protein deficiency, bro? You know, I'd kick your ass in any sports competition, bro. I would kick your ass in bench press competition. I literally could bench press more weight than you in an hour. I guarantee it, bro. I guarantee it. And I've been a vegan for 21 years. And you're eating meat. You're eating mostly meat diet. You couldn't keep up with me for 30 seconds sprint on the bike. And I could do that same pace for probably an hour that you'd struggle at, bro, for like 30 seconds. I could do it for probably 5 hours, those watts. You'd struggle to do 250 watts. I could do that for probably 5 hours with minimal conditioning. You know, like, bro, you are dreaming, man. You can't... Running is the basic human function, all right? Now, excluding people who have injuries or, you know, lost a leg or whatever, okay, but, you know, debate aside, but we're talking like this guy has 2 arms, 2 legs, you know. He can't even beat me. I'm 44. I could be this guy's dad. Bro, Daddy Durianrider could kick your ass in a running or bike competition. And you could try to be some sort of health expert. And then you're trying to imply you're performance-minded. Dude, seriously.
And data from N. Haynes suggests that 40% of Americans...
Who's N. Haynes? What? Who's N. Haynes? This guy just using all this B-roll analysis and scan mode assessment, 43894 size assessment. Like, this is a Terminator. Like, dude, you're just so uneducated, man. And I am about to have a coronary.
Aren't even hitting their minimum protein requirements.
So what's the consequence of that? What's the bro? What like? Oh my God! I'm gonna pause this video. I'm gonna go have a scream. Oh, okay. This isn't crazy. The neighbors are probably gonna call the police now because there's a guy screaming in the yard. And this guy is. Oh my God! This is. Oh man! I don't need caffeine. I just have to watch a What I've Learned video to get all triggered up.
Okay, so how can 30 grams of protein not be 30 grams of protein? Well, we absorb and...
You know, like, it's like, oh, he uses a picture of a steak in a restaurant versus some thing of gruel or whatever. Like, you know, like, dude, like, how much bias do you have against vegans?
Utilize certain proteins better than others. There's a scoring system called DIAS, recognized...
This guy's voice is so freaking pretentious, man. Protein quality 108. What's your protein quality? Like, and I've got no issues... What's the word? Not no issues. People say, Harley, you've been a vegan 21 years, you're very biased towards that. Like, I'll be totally scientific, like, non-biased. Like, you could definitely get animal products, animal protein ethically. I mean, ethically, yeah, you could get it from the bin. You know, morally, you could get it from the bin. You know, stuff that's going to get thrown out, you could eat that. So I'm not going to be one of those people that, you know, the diehard vegans, which I am, but I'm not going to be one like that who says, oh, no. All right. You're not going to perform better, man. You're not. If you want to be a sumo wrestler, then yeah, you got to eat meat. You have to. If you want to be a sumo wrestler, if you want to be as heavy as possible, sumo, you got to be big. You need to eat meat. All right. You cannot be a vegan sumo wrestler. You will not be heavy enough. If you want to be 400 pounder, you need to eat meat. If you want to be your fattest, biggest, heaviest self, you need to eat meat. That's just how it is. All right. There's no question about that. If you want to get the cow or the pig the fattest, you need to feed that cow, you know, other cows, which is what creates mad cow disease. You need to feed it extra fat, extra protein. You will not get it. So this whole protein quality thing here is so, you know, uneducated. It's so flawed. It's implying that if your protein quality is lower, that you will have less health, which is totally untrue. Read the China study. You know, it's got peanut butter and jam sandwiches, and that's got too much fat in peanut butter for most humans. And it's got over here, it looks like some chicken or tofu or whatever it could be. You know, it's just hilarious. Go and tell this to a horse. Go and just tell this to a cow. Go and tell this to all the vegan athletes out there who are kicking your ass, bro. They don't get enough protein, but they're absolutely kicking your ass performance, health, fitness-wise. It's embarrassing. This video is embarrassing for you, bro. Seriously. I don't get enough protein. For what? You know, to be 500 pounds?
By the FAO that tells you the quality of a protein. Animal proteins like cow's milk, boiled eggs, beef, and chicken breast are all considered high.
This study is based on rats, all right? They studied the health of rats. And, you know, you can Google this up. This is like done in the 30s, whatever it was, where they fed rats just vegan diet, and the rats failed. Rats are not vegans. Rats will chew a corpse. Like that, rats will eat insects. They'll eat meats. They'll kill stuff to eat. Rats can't be vegan. All right. Look at the protein intake of baby rats and the percentage of fat and protein and carbohydrate in rat milk. All right. So implying that we need to eat like rats. Yeah, this guy is promoting rat diet, a protein intake for rats that was based on rat studies. Unfortunately, we use animals for human results. And it's like, what are we doing? Not only is that cruel to use an animal for testing, it is also stupid. We should test on humans. This is insane. So again, this is totally debunked. This is based on rat studies. Rats, man. Rat nutrition.
Quality proteins because they are very digestible and have high amounts of all the essential amino acids.
And so do all the plants, bro. All the plant foods, the whole plant foods, your fruits or your beans or your rice, white rice, whatever, man. Where's the freaking protein deficiency that only vegans get? You know what I mean? This is stupid, but because it's got a real fancy B-roll effect, people are like, oh, wow, yeah, cool. Histidine, lysine, theobromine, tryptophan, methionine, isoleucine, phenylalanine, leucine, valine. It's got all these sexy words. People are, ah! And the average person, there are 1.9 million people have subscribed to this guy. This is how basic people are out there. When you show them a bit of B-roll and use some tech words, they froth over it. But where's the medical word for protein deficiency? Why do I turn up to a running race, having hardly ever ran all year, and kicking people's asses? And I'm a vegan. Shouldn't my legs fall off the kneecaps because of my protein deficiency, which is impossible to have as a vegan, as a human in general? Kwashiorkor or marasmus refer to caloric deficiencies. Even anorexics get enough protein until they eventually die from heart failure, from a lack of sodium, potassium, etc. So this guy's just absolutely dreaming, man. This video is so uneducating. And educating is not even a word. That sounds really bad. It's like, it's de-educating. It's uneducated. It's uneducating people from the truth, bro. Far out.
Acids. Plant protein powders like soy or pea are of a lower rank, but are still good quality protein.
And they're of a lower rank, but they're still a good quality. It's like, far out, bro. Like, if protein from milk is so good, how come all the steroided up Joe Rogan fans still use whey protein, egg protein, branched chain amino acids? Look at all the protein powders the average meat-eating bodybuilder dude who's running like 3 grams of freaking tren a week is doing. I don't take steroids, Junior. They're all natural. They're still natural. The vegans use steroids. The meat eaters use steroids. All those dudes who look extra muscular are using steroids. Is this how it is now? 99% of people don't know that truth, so it's really hard to educate them because they're like, oh, it's like if you don't know what a freaking Albanian pigeon looks like, you might think that's a seagull. It's hard to educate uneducated people with basic stuff, so it's even harder to uneducate the people who think they've been educated with uneducated content from what I've learned. What I've not learned. What I've learned is I am dumb and gullible and stupid, and I think B-roll with some freaking fancy edits is the truth. Crazy, man. Today in the YouTube world, social media world, people see a fancy edit as the authority. It's insane.
Proteins. Another good rank protein is baked chickpeas. However, many plant proteins, for example, rice, lentils, peanuts, almonds, and wheat, are all considered poor.
Bro, I would absolutely kick your ass in MMA, cycling, running, weights on a diet of rice and fruit and sugar, bro. Absolutely kick your bum. Let's do it, bro. Let's do the fitness test. Let's do the live debate. Let's see how well you know your nutrition without reading off the screen.
Quality proteins. People often just assume 18 grams of protein from chicken is the same as 18 grams of protein from lentils or peanut butter.
It's not. The chicken will give you more, and the eggs will give you more chance of cancer, bro. Talk about that. Talk about the health defects of a diet based on animal products. Oh, no, you won't do that because you're based on keto. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
A sandwich or some eggs. But here's something you might find.
Talk about this guy's a cholesterol denier. He says high cholesterol is fine. It's good for you. High fat in your blood is good. This guy says sugar causes heart disease. A blocked artery of cholesterol and fat and lipemia, fat coating your red blood cells, the insulin receptor site. He says that's caused by sugar, not fat. This guy's an absolute moron.
Surprising. 50 grams of protein per day is the minimum protein requirement.
Why are we using steroid heads? Arnold Schwarzenegger. This guy doesn't even mention steroids in this entire video. You know, this guy wouldn't even know what a steroid was if it come up and bit him on the bum like a crab at the beach in Jersey Shore. This guy is an absolute, oh my, yeah.
Requirement for adults. And if you look here,
Why would you use Schwarzenegger, who's on a freaking 1,500 milligram a week on Prima Bowl and D-Bowl, Deca, you know, freaking, you know, it's insane. This graph here. Again, this is based on rat studies again. Rat studies transferred to human studies. Absolute idiotic. Rats, bro. Rats.
Most of these 103 countries get most of their protein from plants, and they're hitting their 50 grams a day just fine. But plant proteins aren't digested as well.
Again, if you're a freaking rat, bro. If you're a rat in the trash at Whole Foods, make sure, little Mr. Rat and Miss Rat, you eat a bit of salami. Otherwise, you won't get enough protein for your rat fur, and your little rat babies might be deficient in protein. But otherwise, if you're a human, then you'll be okay with the bread and the fruits and the rice and the pasta. And you'll be lean like me versus out of shape, you know, starving yourself like what I've learned is wrong.
So if you incorporate the digestibility of the proteins, far more countries are just under the 50 gram requirement.
Based on the rat studies.
Now, if you account for the fact that many plant proteins don't provide enough of one or more of the essential amino acids, and therefore
based on the rat studies,
that protein can't be fully utilized, then
based on the rat studies,
it turns out that none of these 103 countries are hitting the 50 gram protein requirement.
Based on the rat studies, bro.
Now, these countries could certainly hit 50 grams of utilizable protein by simply...
Why has Brad Pitt been using the discussion about protein, man? Just, you know, you're using celebrities to get clout. It's like, I mean, okay, we all do that, but when it comes to nutrition...
eating a lot more plant protein. In developed countries, we simply eat a bunch of protein in total, so this is less of an issue. But research suggests that protein quality may still matter. In a study looking at height of men in 105 countries, they found that in developing countries, the height of men correlated with protein quantity. Unsurprisingly, the challenge in developing countries is having access to enough protein.
So this is this enough calories? Or is this enough protein? Because I went for a walk to Aldi supermarket then, and I'm 6 foot, you know what I mean? I see plenty of people who aren't 6 foot. They're shorter than me, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you're 7 foot, 8 foot, or 2 foot, whatever. I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
However, in developed countries where people eat plenty of protein...
Or is it extra calories? Is it the hormones? Is it insulin growth factor 1? Is it the trenbolone they put in meat? Is it the bovine growth hormones in the dairy that are causing the extra height? Some people say it is. Or is it just the protein? Because if you give the Chinese kids protein powder or whatever, they don't grow in height. If you give them human growth hormone, what happens to the kids? Those tall basketballers in China, is it just a bit of whey protein? No, it is growth hormone. They're giving the kids growth hormone injections, man. So, dude, you're not even talking about steroids or hormones. You're just talking about some, you know, genetic study as well. Like, Asians are generally genetically shorter. Nothing wrong with that. You know, that's just how it is. Like if protein makes you taller, then vegan dogs should be taller. But they're not, are they? A dog can be vegan, cats not so much. If you supplement it, yeah. This guy's just like just cherry picking. Oh man.
The quality of the protein they were eating.
The quality. Pause of the protein. The quality of the protein. Like this dude, man. This guy's like, it's like he's a shill for meat and dairy. bro. Rat studies, man.
is what mattered for height.
In 15.
And who funded that study? You know? Who funded that study? Meat and Dairy Board? Who funded that study, bro? You didn't even show it.
Public schools in Brooklyn, we will be instituting Meatless Mondays.
Let's hope Mayor de Blasio at least adds an extra soy protein shake to...
You know, because the kids are going to be stunted because they do a Meatless Monday. You know what I mean? Asians eat meat. Asians eat meat. Now you're trying to say that the absence of meat causes stunted growth. But Asians eat meat, okay? A lot of Africans eat a very plant-centric diet. Sudanese, look at the Sudanese, right? Tallest race on the planet, people say. And then you got people who, go another part of Africa, Ethiopia, where they're a bit shorter. Did the Ethiopians have big famines? Yes. Did the Sudanese have famines? Not so much. Eating the same sort of diets. But how come I see Sudanese around here like 9 foot tall? And they're raised on rice. And they're super, super lean. Raised on rice, bro. So you're debunked from there.
Lunches on Monday, especially considering another March 2021 study looking at 187 Polish children found that children not eating meat, a high-quality protein, were...
We're using Lisa Simpson now. Vegans were shorter. I mean, yeah, like a lot of vegans, if you're... Oh, man, this is... Again, this guy is just like so myopic in terms of like just can only see a little bit, you know. Let's talk about vegans. Most vegans eat a very unhealthy diet. It's devoid of sugar. It's like one meal a day. It's keto vegan. It's like whole foods only. It's like don't eat too much fruit. Eat lettuce instead. Most vegans out there have eating disorders. And I know I've trained thousands of people. I've been a vegan for 21 years. I'm the most viewed vegan YouTuber out there in terms of building the platforms, etc. Total views. And I've been there, seen a lot, right? And I've trained thousands of people with the vegan lifestyle. So I'd say most people who get into veganism have some sort of eating disorder. I would definitely say what I've learned has an eating disorder. Red flags, one meal a day, sugar's bad, fruit's bad, eat fat's good, but not too much, just one meal a day. He contradicts himself all the time. So I would say anyone who eats one meal a day promotes that, eating disorder, starvation. And it's still overweight, which is sad because I know this guy's trying to get lean and fit, but he'll never get there on one meal a day and with a high-fat diet. But this whole thing is vegans were shorter. Like what? You're like, what? You know what I mean? I'm the shortest of my brothers. Is that because I've been a vegan, turned vegan when I'm 21? No. It's just because I'm shorter than the others. You know what I mean? Like, we all ate the same diet as kids, my brothers, 3 of us, but I'm shorter. Why is that? Who knows? I've got friends out there who are vegan from birth and they're like 6'5". Maybe they'd be 8'20" if they weren't vegan. It's just such a joke. I've got friends out there who are 4'11" and have never been vegan a day in their life. So this guy really has it's almost like he's trying to clickbait in the vegan scene. I guess it's work because he's got me all riled up. Vegans were shorter. Like just, look, all the context there, vegans were shorter. But I'm a vegan. I'm 6 foot tall. How tall? I think you're shorter than me, bro. Nothing wrong with that. But it's like, it's insane, man. It's bigotry.
Or 3 centimeters shorter and had weaker bones.
Just this guy's voice, man. I am so triggered. If I want to get up at 3 a.m. for an early flight, please just play a What I've Learned protein video, and I'll be out of my bed raging in 10 seconds.
Bones. Protein quality comes down to amino acids. We don't just need protein, we need...
Based on the rat study, bro.
Need all the 9 essential amino acids...
9?
...that protein source provides, and they each have important functions. Just to name 2, leucine is a very important amino...
Look at this, he's using primobolan. This is...
amino acid for muscle growth, and tryptophan is...
Schwarzenegger. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are jacked full of steroids, man. This guy over here, he looks natural. So why aren't we using him as an example? He's using Schwarzenegger to promote protein. Schwarzenegger is on a shit ton of primobolan. The precursor for making the hormones melatonin and serotonin. So, which your diet is deficient in, bro, because you're not getting enough serotonin, because you're not getting enough carbohydrate. All right? Well, your body produces the serotonin. So you need the carbs for that. But you don't mention that in your carb-phobic videos, do you?
IAS scores are considering how much and how absorbable the essential amino acids in a food are.
For rats.
Here's an easy example. Say you're trying to gain muscle in the gym. Both leucine and
Why are we using steroid head Schwarzenegger in here? Nothing wrong with using steroids, but we're using this. We're implying that he's just extra swole because he gets enough protein and he lifts weights. He is absolutely abusing steroids, and if this guy here took the same amount of steroids that he did, he would be as big and swole, or close to that, or maybe even bigger, because he might be a better genetic responder to the androgen receptor mapping program, this profile of the steroids protocol, whatever they're deploying that moment, especially primobolan back in the day. And the SIBA, D-bol.
And essential amino acid content are important for that. Soy and pea protein powders do have a decent amount of well-digested amino acids, but still,
based on the rat studies,
to match the leucine content and essential amino acid content of 25 grams of whey protein.
So hang on, why are we using whey protein? If meat and dairy is all you need, and don't be a vegan, why does whey protein even exist? Is whey protein for vegans? Oh, no, it's not. It's not for vegans, is it? Why does whey protein exist? Why is that? If meat and dairy has all the protein you need, this is a protein addiction reality world we're living in right here, right now. You know what I mean? Why does whey... This guy doesn't ask many questions, does he?
You need 40 grams of soy protein or 38 grams of...
And that's what's the big deal about that? What's the big deal about that? Here's the way you get the cholesterol, you're getting the bovine growth hormones that could promote cancer, breast cancer, etc. Why don't you mention that, bro? Why don't you talk about animal product-based diets and the increased risk of cancers, heart disease, obesity, type 2 diabetes, etc.? Why don't you ever talk about that, bro? Do you know why? Because you are just got so much spite towards vegan world, all right? It's crazy, man.
Pea protein. This protein quality issue may be why...
Look at the face he uses. Oh my God, like a concerned woman.
This study found that women...
She looks like a vegan though, because look how slim she looks.
...not eating meat have less muscle mass than women who do eat meat.
Because the chicks who eat meat are fatter and heavier, and if you have to carry around extra weight, you'll build more muscle. It's called resistance training, bro. And how much weight extra are we talking? I know that all the women I've coached, they all want to lose weight. I've never had a woman out there, even the anorexics, they just want to look hotter. But I would say 99.999% of women I've ever coached in the last 25 years have all wanted to have slimmer legs, slimmer stomach, slimmer arms, etc. No one wanted to gain weights to get fat and big like the average American or Australian, like you.
Even though they ate the same total grams of protein.
I ate my 10, 15 eggs a day. I had my 250 grams of protein a day. But as I got older, I recognized the fact that you really...
Plus a shit ton of steroids as well. And he's back on steroids in this picture here. That's the scene, all right? Anyone who looks like that, old or young, is using anabolic steroids. And anabolic steroids enhance protein synthesis. That's the main... And they enhance glycogen retention and partitioning in the muscle.
Don't have to get your protein from meat. So we start going more in a direction of a vegetarian kind of a diet.
Which makes sense if you care about your heart. Low fat, vegetarian, vegan.
Of course, plant foods have various benefits other than just protein.
Look at those unripe bananas, man. And the unripe orange,
But the recent very popular film...
It's a nice body.
The Game Changers...
She's also vegan. I met her a few years ago. I think she said she went vegan because of some of my videos.
Backed by big names like Arnold Schwarzenegger and James Cameron, makes it sound like you can get all the protein and the essential amino acids you need from only plant-based foods.
You can, bro, you can. Look at me, look at you, look at our performance differences. All right, I've been a meat-eating athlete. I perform better as a vegan. You haven't been a vegan athlete. Bro, you're not even an athlete. Like, how can we have this discussion? I've been a meat athlete. I've been a vegan athlete. All right, you've been neither. So it's so crazy, man.
Without much effort at all.
For example, 1 cup of cooked lentils or a peanut butter sandwich has about as much protein as 3 ounces of beef or 3 large eggs.
Now, recent research...
which is true, if we're excluding the rat studies. So I think Rat Boy's coming back with some rat studies to try and debunk this one.
Says the old 50 grams of protein a day recommendation was way too low.
For what? For who? For like a person who is 4'11" and weighs like 38 kilos, like some, tight runner chick with amazing physique. Or it could be 130 kilos steroided up bodybuilder would need more than 50 grams of protein to maintain his 130 gram stature of prima bowl and tren and D-bol, etc. Yeah, so 50 grams is very generic, but for the average person out there who's overweight, 50 grams is going to be more than enough because they need to lose some weight, and eating less protein helps you be lighter.
And that a 62 kilogram or 135 pound person needs at least 75.
How many Americans and Australians are 62 kilos? That's very, 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 very rare. That's very, 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 very rare. And what's the consequence of eating 50 versus 75? What's the medical word for protein deficiency? That's right, there isn't one. Kwashiorkor or marasmus kwashiorkor refer to caloric deficiency, not protein deficiency. And when the calories come up with, you can feed someone just fruits, white rice, and sugar, and they could have marasmus or kwashiorkor, and that will be dissipated. You know, the belly will go down, they'll build more muscle because they're finding enough calories, carbohydrate, a bit of protein, a little bit of fat.
To 100 grams of high-quality protein per
High-quality protein, based on the rat studies, man. Rat studies. We need a little rat face in here.
day. So if you eat 75 grams of protein from animal foods, then you've met your protein requirements because most animal proteins have a DIAS score of 100
Which is based on the rats.
or higher. However, since lentils, for example, have a DIAS score of only 54,
Based on the rats.
75 grams of protein from lentils would only cover a little over half of your protein requirement.
Based on the rats.
But nobody eats just lentils.
Yes, finally. We're 5 minutes in. This guy's finally made the point.
And you can combine foods to make up for the essential amino acids other foods lack.
Oh my God, now he's saying you got a food combined. Food combining was first brought into the scene back in the 60s or whatever by Frances Lapper-Moore. She was an author. She did a book called The Diet for a New Planet, something like that. And then she created the whole protein combining hype. And then she realized she was wrong. A few scientists called her out and said, no, you get enough essential amino acids as a human from any plant food. Even if you just ate fruit, you get enough protein. Essential amino acids. So she's like rewrites the book, but hey, the wives' tale still is perpetuated today. This is back in the day. Frances Lapper-Moore, was it the 50s or the 30s or the 70s? Diet for a Small Planet. A Diet for a Small Planet. That's the one. And so this guy's repeating mistakes that have been corrected like 20, 30, 80 years ago or whatever. Insane. This is how uneducated this guy is.
So it's really good that people typically eat a variety of proteins in the same day, because if you're not getting enough of one amino acid, you
Based on the rat studies.
can't properly utilize the other amino acids.
And what will happen? Oh, if you're a rat, your health will go down. What will happen to the average American or Australian? Their health, if they ate less protein, their health would go up. When you walk around the street, do you see protein deficiencies? I see women with bigger arms, at Audi than my legs. All right. How is that possible? I see men with guts, massive guts, man, like almost as wide as my height. It's like 6 foot gut circumference. Do these people need more protein? Oh, they're fat because they eat rice. They eat rice like a 50-kilo Asian. Yeah. No, they don't. I mean, they eat rice maybe in the form of KFC chicken. But this is, oh my God, the dumbness out here. The dumbness. But again, the average American, the average Australian hasn't traveled. And they just go to YouTube World for Nutrition and think if it's got a fancy edit, that's the authority. Not many people who have ridden their bike in rural areas in Asia or Africa, etc., and seen what slim people actually live on. It's high carb, low fat, low protein. Just go on YouTube and type in some random place in the map, country area, and look what people are eating. These diets, these high carb, low fat, low protein diets make you so lean that people in these countries who get a bit more money add more oil to their food, add more meat to their food to make themselves look fatter. Because if you are fat in Africa or you're fat in certain parts of Asia, you're considered financially well-to-do. So these people add more fat, more animal products, right? So they look richer, because otherwise all you can afford is millet, rice, white rice, sugar, wheat, bananas. And if your diet is millet, white rice, sugar, fruit, bananas, etc., barley, white rice, you're going to be very, very skinny, very, 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 very lean. And so you look like a peasant. And people will treat you like a peasant in these third world countries. Like, oh, you're skinny, you must be a peasant. And so people want to get fat. And what do these people eat in the cities to get fatter? Oil, more meat, more eggs. Not one egg a day or half an egg a day. You know, they're eating eggs and eggs and eggs to gain more weight, to appear bigger and fatter, so they appear richer. This guy is obviously hasn't traveled much, man. This guy is very inexperienced, and that's okay. But bro, you're giving advice to 1.9 million people. You need to be on top of your game, because right now you are destroying people's health. You're destroying people's lives with bad information. Destroying their health is destroying their lives. Bro, I know you're not trying to do that, but that's what you're doing.
Cornflakes cereal has a very poor diet.
Very poor diets, based on the rats.
A score of 19, and it is
Cornflakes are one of the best foods you can eat. If you want an incredible performance the next day, have cornflakes for dinner as much as you want, with white sugar on top, a little bit of low-fat soy milk, or even just water. And man, the next day when you're performing in the bedroom, on the boardroom, on the track, whatever you're doing, man, behind the computer, your performance is going to be enhanced. Cornflakes with sugar and water for dinner, man, incredible meal. And it's such a pauper meal. But do it, man. People should try it before you knock it. And I guarantee you'll have an incredible performance. If you keep your fat intake under 10 grams a day, man, your performance just goes up. Unlimited carbs. Man, I mean, look at my girlfriends over the years as well. Not just one, not just lucky with one. Like, women like that need energy in life. And look at what I've learned. If you're a guy out there looking for wanting hot chicks, compare my results with his. I'm not trying to be mean or nasty, I'm just saying. Just like if you want to build more muscle than me, look at how much steroids The Rock uses. Don't use the dosages I'm taking, use the Rock dosages. Alright? If you want to look like The Rock, don't use my dosages, use The Rock dosages. Simple as that. The Rock doesn't use steroids, he's natural. Hollywood tested, don't they? Oh my God. People think The Rock's natural. People think Tren X is natural. People think what I've learned is some guru. People are easy to fool.
Is very lacking in the amino acid lysine.
Very
However,
lacking.
milk has
based on the rats, bro. Based on the rats. Milk, cow's milk. Where's the logic in human adults drinking milk that's designed for baby frickin' cows, man? If we're gonna drink milk, let's drink mummy's milk from our mama. You know, let's have a wet nurse human. If you're gonna drink milk as an adult, you're a baby. But that's okay. Baby fetish is what, you know, no comment. But drink human milk. Drink human milk. If you want to dress up in a diaper and be mummy, baby, thirsty, and you want to drink milk, then drink human milk. Just saying.
Has a very high diet score of 114 and has plenty of extra lysine, so if you eat your cornflakes cereal
based on the rat studies, I'm gonna turn into a rat by the end of this video.
With milk, like most people do, then the DIAS of your breakfast is actually 89.
Based on the rat studies, bro.
Also, eating lentils with your millet will improve the protein.
Oh my God. It's okay to eat lentils, but make sure you have millet with them. You imagine the people out there, oh my God, I didn't have millet with my lentils. I didn't have lentils with my millet. Or millet with my lentils. I'm going to die from a protein deficiency because what I've learned has uneducated me so much. I don't know anything now. And I'm just a basic NPC. Idiots. Based on rat studies.
Protein quality of the millet. But unfortunately, as this 2021 paper shows, as the percentage of plant protein in the diet goes up, the overall protein quality of the diet goes down.
Based on the rat studies, bro, the hottest women in the world, the best physiques, and men as well, natural physiques, no steroids. You go to Africa, you go to Asia, man, you know, like this women over there, the slim and the African chicks, it's just, you know, like natural, low protein diets, man. Create this incredible feminine aesthetic. Hormones determine how much muscle you have, not protein. You can take all the protein powder in the world. You can do a kilo of protein a day. Ain't gonna do nothing unless you're taking that Tren, Test, Debol, Deca, Durabolin, all that stuff that Schwarzenegger and co take. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying that's what's been done behind the scenes. It's not protein, man.
In this study, even athletes who are following a vegetarian diet didn't end up getting the minimum recommended amount
based on the rat studies
of protein. The vegetarian athletes were getting enough.
But hang on, not vegetarian, but they haven't whey protein. They're having eggs. Oh, so milk and eggs still isn't enough. Yeah, even this guy just said before, if we click back, he says that the whey protein's where it's at, the milk's where it's at. Now he's saying the vegetarians who eat milk and eggs, which he says is the best protein out there, still don't get enough. Let's see if we can click back on here and call him out, contradict him on his, you know. This is hilarious, man. This guy is absolutely hilariousness. It's crazy. Right, so this guy's just said that vegetarian athletes aren't as good as non-vegetarian athletes, but then he's trying to say that, here we go. So look at this. He's saying that the vegetarian athletes aren't as good, but the vegetarian athletes, vegetarian meaning you can eat dairy and eggs, and the dire score based on the rat studies is the top. This guy is an absolute... I don't even know what word to use now. This is insane. So he's just debunked his own debunking of debunks and contradicted himself. I'm having a coronary over here. Vegan diet's not protective of heart disease if you watch What I've Learned videos. Damn. Oh my God. This guy... We're going to leave it at wrap there because I think, I'm going to have... Something's going to have some health issues here. So this guy has just said that milk and eggs, based on the rat studies, dire score is the top protein out there. And then he's gone over here that it's still not enough. This guy is an absolute dum-dums. And if you listen to what I've learned for nutritional advice, performance advice, you are also a dum-dums. Okay, the case closed. We're 6 minutes in. I'm gonna end up punching my computer screen. It's a brand new Mac. I just bought another one last week. Gave the old one away. This is, we're going to leave it here. I'm getting triggered. I'm going to unsee that. This MacBook's going to end up getting thrown in the neighbor's backyard. This guy's an absolute clown. What I've learned, Joseph, bro, Jeffrey, whatever your name is, JJ, please, mate, get in contact. Let me train you. Let's do a live debate video. Let's do it before and after. Let me get you in shape, bro. Let me get you in the best shape of your life. You're in your 20s, man. You should be kicking my ass in the gym, on the track, on the bike. You should be absolutely kicking old man Durianrider's ass over here. I've been a vegan for 21 years, man. And right now, I'm destroying you fitness-wise. My blood tests are better than yours, etc. Life quality. And again, you're an influencer as well. I'm going to call you out. No hate. Just saying that you have a due diligence, you have a great responsibility. 1.9 million people, man. That's a lot of people, bro. You've done very well. But you're causing serious harm to people's mental, physical, and medical health. You're promoting a very very unsustainable environment, and it's 2021, man. Look at the pollution we've got, the water shortages, the pollution from all the pig industry, the meat industry, they're cutting out the Amazon to grow soy to feed the soy to the cows, etc. versus the humans. We're going to need 10 planets if people did What I've Learned diet. What I've learned. W-I-L. Will. Bro, have the will to have integrity, have the will to have morals and ethics, have the will to correct yourself and say, hey, I was wrong. The diet I promote based on animal products is not healthy. I contradict myself all the time. What I've learned that I don't know much about nutrition. And I'm going to shut up for a minute and listen to people who get the results I desire, who are transparent, and have the blood tests up and show, what's going on. What I've learned. Bro, you need to learn.